Hey, what's going on? Back with another. Okay. Okay. Hey, what's going on? Back with another one. Back with another one. All right. All right. This is the Daily Dump Pump, the 22nd edition. It's a lot to talk about. Lot to talk about. We're going to talk about this outrageous blockbuster trade of all time. We're going to talk about all the madness. Talk about all the madness. I know it's I know it's here and all this other stuff. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Hey, yeah, what's going on, Jenna? Yeah, we got to talk about this blockbuster trade and all this other stuff. Oh, shit. This is not entertainment. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Thank you. God damn. How to do style, thumbnail. Um, yeah, it's gonna be fiery today. Okay. Yep. I caught it. Okay. 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 Let's see something real quick. Let me get this out the way. Yeah, we got the little schedule, so it is what it is. So a block pressure trade. But sometimes you just look at things and just go in circle and emotions. But it's a lot. It's a lot. I've been chilling. I forgot to record. Was it last week? Last week I was looking at things, but online, people talking about this LeBron trade and not LeBron trade, but the AD trade and all this other stuff, right? I think that the Luka Doncic thing, this is sports. I know a lot to go on in the world of sports, but online, like the social stuff, like I'm not really tripping about anything, any of that. I think it's just like you basically see what you can get. I've been watching a lot of sports lately, a lot of basketball lately, but the Super Bowl weekend is here. I'm not gonna get into the teams and all that. I got one of my teams playing. I mean, against other person that's going to go three-peat. Now, this is going to be very interesting. We'll see, see how it plays out. But I'm not going to say too much about the Super Bowl weekend because I ain't going to be distracted by it. That's not important because if you notice, this trade kind of distract a lot of people from the Super Bowl. I don't know what this symbolizes. And your boy that's in office, he's doing some damage. We're not going to talk too much about tariffs and things like that. It's no need, but the world's back to what it was in 2016. That's all I'm going to say because at that time I was not on YouTube doing content. So you got to understand, back then I was really in the workplace. I left YouTube, I would say from the 2015 to like 2020 span, right? This is why he was in office. And he won that 2016 year, but I was when he was in office, I was off on YouTube. I was out of circulation. Just get my shit right. So basically, what I'm trying to say is don't put all your eggs in one basket. But I've learned over time when you're dealing with guys like that, it's the norm. Back then was very rough. People had to work their means and their tail off to get where they need to be. Right. So we're in a time that everybody's divided once again, but this time it's more strategic. You get in it and you get used to it and you be like, okay, this is it. This is it. This is what we're going with. hmm So I'm basically saying is I'm not saying good luck out there. I'm saying just keep it focused and keep it moving. I'm watching MABW, on the side here. I'm gonna turn him off in a minute because I want to watch the rest of his stuff. Like, I'm just keeping it personable and I'm just gonna keep it like that. So it's a lot. It's a lot of things to look forward to. It's a lot of content. People are online. Just acting crazy. But these, I'm gonna say this: saturated content. When you're talking about, let's just say, relationship content, it is simpish behavior sometimes. It's a lot of simps that do that, and they claim they red pilled and all this stuff. I studied that shit since 2020 to now. Even though 2021, I've observed it when panels was a thing and all that stuff. I learned a lot about these individuals. And shouts out to Steven Knight said that video with the dude. Sound like he had a little ideology. He subscribed to Christ or whatever. But it's kind of like, it's no need, bro. Like you have all the words, and he's taught to mention word alpha. I don't know what podcast that Steve react to, but it was very, very, very telling of where he stands. And I agree with him. But I'll say two answers can be right at the same time. But you gotta understand that's the world we live in. We live in a world that's very different. A lot of crazy trades. I'm gonna talk a little sports and this at the same time, but this is kind of like you see the apex of people of talking about alpha. Once again, it's kind of silly, like these old arguments that you hear from 2016 and now it's kind of ridiculous. Nobody cares about that no more. But enough of that. This trade with Chris Middleton was wild to me with Lan Kuzma. The Bucks just want to be trash. And some people say trade Damian Lillard. They ain't gonna trade him because ain't nobody want Lillard in his contract. He don't play no defense. Miami wouldn't want him. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you, man. The Bucks gonna be who they are with Doc, and that's just it. And everybody think Luka's gonna win a championship with the Lakers. That's not entirely true. The Lakers are done, bro. Like they're trying to replace LeBron James. And shouts out to Ticket TV breaking it down. I saw when I'll tell you how I got the story. My dad sent me a text message. He's a big Lakers fan, right? My father, right? And I thought he was BSing. This is when I fell asleep. I dozed off after the game. I watched the game with the Knicks and the Lakers, and I dozed off, and my brain was like kind of fried, right? And I woke up, and then there was a text. I was nodding off and listening, and he said, Luka's a Laker." I said, "What?" And everybody thought he was strong like everybody else. And then, a lot of people said LeBron knew. He did not. He was blindsided. He was pissed. And then Ticket said he was fuming and all that. And I agree with Ticket on that. You could tell in his voice and how his tone changed. He don't have no power no more. And they said, Rich Paul, all of them know he didn't. Rich Paul was out of the loop. It was Mike Pelinka. See, people don't understand. Mike Pelinka's an agent. He can do dirty taxes way worse than Rich Paul. He's more like Pat Riley. Nico Benson, they're all tight. My dad don't understand. My father don't understand. They're tight like that. Not like with no niggas. And they want to get rid of Luka. They've been wanting to get rid of Luka probably 2 years or more than that. But that NBA Finals was telling that was the last straw. Michael Finley, they just got tired of them. They have the different image. Dallas is trying to win now, they say, right? I agree. I mean, I like the Mavericks too. I'm a big Spurs guy, but I like all the Texans. I think I mentioned that out before in 2021. I like all the teams in Western Conference. My favorite team technically is the Kings and the Spurs when it comes to championships. Spurs, I like them. I like the history and everything. I used to read a lot about them. I'm a more of a Spurs guy than the Kings, but I do like the Kings more because I like to see them do different, even though they're an old team from the old past I used to read about. And I never thought Dallas would do some shit. That's some ballsy trade. That's a ballsy trade, and they did that in a way. Anthony Davis, if he's healthy and his diet changes with those injuries, I think J. Kidd and them guys will get him healthy. Me personally. Now, can they win right out? Yeah, they can be in the conference finals. I can see that because Anthony Davis already proven won a championship. It's no excuse. That's a great roster. That's a good roster playoff time. Now, Lakers, do they have the pieces? No. They can get some guys and they can be all right, but are they trying to win? I don't think so. If Luka proves to the world that he's not a slouch, that's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see both of them play. Me personally, I'm watching basketball more than ever because I used to keep up with a lot in stats and all that stuff. But now I'm watching, I'm like, Luka might have to prove something. Now LA's tough. Now he's got 1 year on his contract. Him and LeBron, they can leave LA and then there it is. LA's in rebuild. That's what I think. I think they're gonna keep Luka. They offer him some more money or whatever. And Dallas would not give him the Supermax because of his lifestyle. And that's crazy, right? A lot of people say, that's crazy. Oh, you ain't supposed to trade. And, they was acting crazy about that trade, right? But no. They knew exactly what was going on. They knew exactly what was going on. And they think Luka was going to just be, he's their future, but they got him. He was drafted by the Hawks and they traded him and Trae Young. I seen that draft when he got drafted. I remember how they got drafted. He was traded. He should have been number one. Me personally, that draft was a good draft. But I tell you who's the better player, Luka. Not no Trey Young. He's a good all-star. That says a lot about Trey Young. It says a lot about Luka. So Dallas got to prove us wrong. This is their year, and this is the reason why they got Klay Thompson. I'll tell you this: you can't have a team that can't win the NBA Finals. They're actually built for Boston. Dallas is built for Boston. See, anytime you see trades and signings and free agency signings like this shit, this reminds you back 2008. I mean 2007 off season going on 08. This year reminds me so much of that because it's the same concept that the Celtics did, and they ended up winning it that year. Now, obviously, fast forward now, the Celtics are the champs, right? They just beat the brakes off of Cleveland. That was a good game. And I definitely saw that game. And it's telling. All these teams that scoring high in the regular season, they're made for the regular season. Playoff time, they get exposed. There's a lot of teams got their number, man. And you can look at the record to see how sorry they are. Like, they're good regular season, but playoffs, they're not good. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Just give me 1,000. Okay. Cavaliers 40-10, right? They're on a losing streak, one losing streak. Boston's been on a 4-game winning streak. See, after the shall I say, the All-Star break, which I'm gonna watch, the disaster, right? Boston's gonna be good. Now, New York is sitting pretty at 3. They get to play the 6-seeded Pistons. Now, if the Pistons do well, which they will, the East is good. Atlanta's doing mediocrely. They losing some games. They're gonna be out of the playoffs. 76ers, they ain't gonna make it. I don't see them if they make some adjustments. 76 is gonna be where they at. It's been a bad year for these teams. They ain't gonna. They're out of it. Detroit has improved a lot. Like I said, JB Bickerstaff done turn them around, right? Indiana's a dark horse. They're the 4th seed though, so they play against the Cavaliers. Now, the Pacers will beat the brakes off of the Cavaliers, me personally, because they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals, last year against the Celtics? I trust the Pacers more than the Cavs. If the Cavs get beat by the Pacers, the 4th-seeded Pacers, that is not an upset. That is just like I told y'all. Kenny Atkinson's a good coach, but they ain't good enough to beat the Pacers because Rick Carlisle has been to the finals before. Okay, this is a different team. Now that in the Celtics number 2, that may be a repeat. I'm just saying. I don't know if it's going to be a repeat, but I think it's going to be a repeat. Now, the semifinals is a little different because you got 5th seed, 4th seed go against number 1. Am I correct? Versus 8, right? That's in the semifinals. But the first round, we already know whoever Cleveland plays. Now, the Magic beat them in the first round last year. I hope it ain't a repeat of last year. And if it is, that's sad. You know, firing JB Bickerstaff ain't going to help you. Could believe, Lynn. Believe, you need to stop, man. The East is up and down. We don't know what's going to happen the next couple of games after the All-Star break. And I'll tell you this, that projected right now, you got Cavs and you got Magic right now, 1 through 8 on the Eastern Conference. Now, Western Conference can change. You already know OKC is the best team right now in the league if they get 40 games and they got 9 losses, right? Grizzlies doing well. Rockets, their regular season team. The coach is proven to go to the finals, but I still got Denver beating all those teams. I got Denver and I got Dallas. Dallas is sitting 11 right now, but if AD gets back, they're going to move up in the standings. I'm going to tell you this. Dallas may get to like 6 or 7 or 5 or 4 spot. Lakers are sitting 5 right now. They need a lot of adjustments. If they keep losing games, if Lakers keep losing games, then it won't work. And I think I think the Lakers are doing this on purpose so they can try to manipulate LeBron, but LeBron's doing it on purpose. He's not going to try to help that team. I'm just to keep it real with you. Clippers going to be fine. Everybody else is going to be fine except the Lakers. That needs to go down to easily number 8. Like I said, they have potential. Now, Luka, ain't no telling how he's going to play, but if he gets hurt again, it's over. I don't see no future because he's got 1 year on his contract. He's looking for that big bucks. So it's very interesting. But that's the NBA, though. That's how I look at it. The NBA is like that. I'm not talking about the Super Bowl. It's no need to talk about it because the Super Bowl, that's just a distraction for me to see because I have one of my teams playing. I'm not talking about it because you can go on YouTube TV and watch it for yourself. I don't really care for that. Okay, ESPN, Atlanta and the ESPN. Okay, I may watch that's a 7 o'clock game. So Detroit's on the League Pass. I'm definitely gonna watch that. I'll probably watch that tonight. Detroit and Cleveland tonight because that's somewhat of a rivalry game. Detroit and Cleveland. Okay, Detroit Cleveland will be a good game. I'll definitely watch that. Now the San Antonio Atlanta, I watched the rest of it on my phone. So who's on the night ESPN? This is Wednesday night. Who's the doubleheader? So you got the Hawks and the Spurs. Both teams are kind of like, I mean, I'm living in the state of Georgia, outside of Atlanta, so you know how that goes. Phoenix and OKC, that'd be a good one. I don't catch that one. That one's good. That one's good. We're gonna see the fools there. So yeah, it's pretty much the same, but basketball is at its what it is. But yeah, that trade with LeBron, not the trade they to try to blame LeBron with AD, that's just ridiculous. I think people exaggerate the thing that he has something to do with it. Ooh. The Pels trade Theus to Thunder. Pelicans center Daniel Theus. That's a good trade. I remember him with the Celtics. So yeah, I remember him with the Celtics. Uh, Daniel Theus. He used to play for the Celtics. I don't know if he's part of that championship team, but it is what it is. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So when you look at these things, you just look back at what's going to happen and what when in record time. So a lot of things is happening right now, and I'm just like, okay. And it's a lot going on and a lot of things going on preparingly. You're just gonna see what's up. But again, you have these things and you just like going in and out. So my thoughts on the sports world on fire right now. Well, it's competitive football, Super Bowl, and then you got competitive basketball. Then the NBA finals is gonna be very interesting this year. And I already know the Celtics is going to the finals. That Lop said they're gonna repeat. We'll got to see if they repeat. Now it may be the same as last year. We'll see. Now Dallas did is gonna be good. We gotta see. This is early right now. Like I said, this is early in the season. Yeah, it's still early. It's early to mid-season, February, because All-Star break is what was it? I think is it next week. I'm trying to see. Is it next week? Next week? Let's see the calendar. Um, yeah, All-Star week is next week. Valentine's Day is during. It starts on Friday. Valentine's Day is on All Star Weekend. Oh, I ain't celebrating that bullshit. Yeah, my phone bill's on the 10th. Okay, it's on a Monday. Okay, so yeah, today's Wednesday. Yeah, this weekend's gonna be Super Bowl's on the 9th. Okay, and then after that, then you got All Star Weekend. Interesting, but it goes to show you that NBA is on par on schedule, but you got people talking about it. Everybody's talking about the Super Bowl. I am not talking about the Super Bowl like on this daily dump hump, and I mean daily hump dump. Is because I feel like the two teams we already seen this before, like 2 years ago, and a lot of people try to say the Chiefs may win it. A lot of people try to say the other team's the favorite. Me personally, the Chiefs are the favorite. The reason I say they're the favorite is because Pat Mahomes is trying to go three straight. Now, this is a great possibility. It reminds me of the Giants and the Patriots game. Tom Brady tried to do the same thing. So what makes Pat Mahomes going to do the same thing? All salute. What's going on? And it's very interesting. A lot of people do not want him to win. I'm gonna tell you why. I like Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not a Chiefs guy. I like the other team because that's one of my favorite teams on the other side because they went through a traumatic experience in Philadelphia. It's a lot of people who have passed away in that crash. That's gonna be motivation right there. Now a lot of people try to say they got motivation. No, 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 no. Philly's got motivation. They didn't just get Saquon just to no, they get him to win. There's a reason why they give him all that money. There's a reason why he beat Washington. I saw all the games. I saw the one they did with the Rams. I've seen that. And I saw him with the Commanders. They're serious. But who's the really favorite? They both got great coaching staffs on both sides. This is gonna be a great game. But me personally, Pat has to do something. And I watched ESPN today, and two guys like Matt Del Russo and Steve A. So they are the biggest idiots in sports. I mean, they know a little bit of sports, but they're idiots. They chose the Eagles because they have a lot to lose. No, they don't. Chiefs have a lot to lose because if Pat Mahomes do not go three straight, and that guy, what's that guy's name? Woody, that used to play football. He used to play one of them teams. Woody said this, and that's where I got this from with the Giants and the Patriots. And the reason I say that, Eli stopped Tom Brady to go three-peat. And why I say this, yeah, the other teams in the past, yeah, they did it too, but he trying to say it's overrated, man. No, that's you can okay. Matt Russo has a point, the other guy has a point. Two guys can be right at the same time. But if you put it all together, yeah, they did it. It's not really that overrated because no one has never done it since then. So yeah, this teams has done it, but I'm just saying, in the modern 21st century, Brady tried to do it. I remember that Super Bowl, but he lost. That was the first Super Bowl that Eli beat him, then beat him twice. So I'm not saying Eagles going to do the same thing, but it's a possibility. Look at where the NFL is structured. So yeah, Pat may have a shot, but most people don't really want him to win that. I'm just saying, like the law said, the refs ain't gonna dictate shit. It's gonna be a good game, and they're gonna dictate how they're gonna dictate. And Eagles not gonna fall for that penalty shit. I'm telling you, everybody's alert. So this game and that tragedy in Philadelphia is gonna motivate them. They're gonna have to come out strong, and Kansas City's gonna do them. But if they stop their coverages, but they're not gonna stop Saquon Barkley. It's gonna be a little. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I don't think it's gonna be a low scoring game. Not like this. No, this is gonna be very interesting how the Super Bowl is gonna play out because it's exciting. Everybody's there. A lot of nations on either side, but me, the biggest motivation is the other side in the NFC champions. I think that disaster done boosted them. They're playing for something. So when you have a team like that, they usually win the Super Bowl. Like they usually, and I remember other teams back in the day, they used to be like that. Not all of them are like that, but this is one of them stories Philly can use. So I don't care about Taylor Swift. She's a nobody to me. They say you usually win. No, they don't. Because she's a non-factor. She's a distraction to me personally. I think if something happens to that team, that it's over for them. I don't see, and Travis Kelce's messing with her, and that's going to hurt him. He's too distracted. That can happen. There's a lot of distractions under when New England was running and tried to dominate, and they couldn't. They dominated some games. Now, I'll tell you, the only teams they dominated was Seattle and Atlanta. And Seattle, Atlanta gave them the Super Bowls. Now, those are the Super Bowls that Tom Brady should not want, but they gave it to him. I saw those Super Bowls. I saw Seattle where Pete Carroll did not run the ball. He told Russell Wilson throw it to Baldwin, and it ruined the game. And then he did that with the USC shit with Texas. I said this in podcasts in 2021 years ago and talk about with the other individuals. And that's why I don't like Pete Carroll. Now he's with the Raiders and he ain't doing nothing. It's the same shit. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. Because that's what I see. Because that right there, something done happen in Philadelphia. And I'm saying that to be true. We got to be careful. Like these games, you already know who are in the Super Bowl like that. When you see some disaster or distractions, sometimes somebody's got to win the Super Bowl. That's how they don't want Pat to win. But see, Pat can do that, but he's gonna pull up Tom Brady. If you mention in the Tom Brady discussion, if you want these type of quarterbacks, white folks don't want to see that. Don't get me wrong, he's a great quarterback, but if I was Pat, man, the fix is in. I don't care about the gambling. I don't mean nothing. It's a possibility, man. They got too much of offense. We're gonna see Eagles, but everybody wants Kansas City to win and all that. They're not winning that. I know they're not. Now, if they do win, that's cool. That's historic. It's a historic game. Now, this is going to be pressure on. Lots of going to be pressure on Philly. No, it's not. It's going to be pressure on Kansas City. Like what he got said, he compared it to the Giants and the Patriots. Everybody thinks the Chiefs are the new Patriots, and that's a good comparison. That's a if you get compared by the ones that won a lot of Super Bowls. Look at Mike Jordan. He has 6 rings with the Bulls, right? They have 6 championships. What the Patriots got? 6 championships. And guess what? Tom Brady's got what? 7 championships. So you're meaning to say that Michael Jordan should have won 7? That's saying something. I'm just saying. Just saying. There's a reason why I said Patriots would have had more championships with Tom Brady. I'm not a Tom Brady guy, but I'm just saying once you get in that discussion, it's hard to bounce back. And I think people don't like the Chiefs based off what they saw the previous year. See, New England's gone and they're terrible. Everybody ain't saying nothing about you. But when you go against Kansas City was beloved before they had Pat Mahomes. They wasn't hated like this. Everybody started hating the Chiefs now, you see. And you got a black quarterback trying to win 3 straight. They don't like that. They don't really like that because I'm not trying to bring race in it, but that's the culture you see in professional sports, and you got to look at it from that angle. If you don't look at it from that angle, you're going to be disastrous. I say I wasn't going to talk about. I'm just talking to brief and just keep it as it is because that trade knocked that distraction out of the Super Bowl, and I'm just like, wow, man. It's a lot of things going on in the world. Yeah, 2020. Well, they call it 2025. We know it's in the spring, but what they would call it 2025 this year, it's very interesting. This is going to be interesting. We've got to see what spring, summer's like forever. I just don't see anybody maintaining that focus till we see what we want to see. So a lot of this relationship content is fleeting right now. It ceased to exist. People's divided, and then I've been watching Men Against Bitter Women, right? His channel, and he reacts to Kendra G's and all the fools that are females, right? These dogs on here, and he said this is entertainment for them. They've been doing this shit forever, man. Like if I was in AEW, I've been hearing this shit prior to that. Sarge Woodpeace still talk about the same old stuff, but he's teaching the youth not to avoid all that. They're already doing that. Everybody's got it laid out. They know the cheat code now. It all started in '08 with a verse view of the manosphere. That stuff lasted a very long time. And in 2015, y'all kind of ruined it because you have a lot of simps and like you got these suckers today. We smacked it down in 2021. They got caught up and that's it. And now you look at it now, everybody's in spurts. They used to be in these groups. You can watch the old content I've had and talk to individuals before I have this proper microphone that you see, not what you see, but what you hear right now through this box, right? So I understand that a lot of meanings that you get into, you understand that a lot of people just get caught up into the little stuff that's going on. But that trade was somewhat of a distraction, but I don't think it was a distraction. But I think it was meant to shock the world. This is probably a blockbuster trade I haven't seen probably in years in all sports, especially basketball. Pat McAfee, when I watch Pat McAfee, man, he's got a hell of a show on YouTube TV. I got YouTube TV now. I used to have it in 2019, but I look at it now, I'm like, his show is incredible. I know he's on YouTube, still streaming, but his show is like from 12 Eastern to 1 p.m. I said to myself, he is good. He talks about every sport. He talked about that wrestling. What's that wrestling guy that Jay something? He said they yeet. I ain't never heard some shit like that. The one to be saying they yeet. That's some crazy shit. But but people forget Pat McAfee used to be a punter for the Colts, and he also wrestles too. And he has a balanced content. He used combat on the side and then organized sports. He's gonna last. His show is balanced. He's more. It reminds me of Dan Le Batard, but he's better than Dan Le Batard. See, Pat McAfee's on the road, even though he's from Pittsburgh originally. So he lives in Indianapolis because he used to play for the Colts, and I understand. His show's in Indiana. So it makes sense. He has his own market. That's why he's huge. That's why people love him. He's in that state. I see why he's got a Pacer jersey in the back of his thing. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with the Pacers. The Pacers doing good. They got to win a couple more games so they can be in the number 2 spot. Me personally, I think the Pacers will be number 2 this year, or probably 2 or 3. I don't see them in number 4. Because they win some games, they're gonna be all right. That's the Pacers for you. So yeah. Jay. He was on Pat McAfee's show, and I saw him, and then tried to talk with Michael Cole, and that show is incredible. That podcast, I'm not gonna lie, me and Pat McAfee got probably the same birthday, right? Me and Paul George, we got the same birthday, and very interesting though. Not only that, me and them two and The Rock, we all have the same birthday. That's amazing, ain't it? But that goes to show you, man, talent is talent. Oh, by the way, today is Killer Kim's birthday. I saw It Is What It Is this morning, and Stat surprised him with some money and some cake. And Stat is hella sexy, man. I'm telling you, that's a good pick. And she loyal, and then Cam said she came from money. Okay, I said, ooh, okay. She comes from money. Whatever that means, but but it is what it is, man. Like you do what you gotta do. It's just one of those things, man. And you gotta keep it pushing. I understand that people got their own needs and things like that. But you got to understand that a lot of times people get caught up in the sports realm a lot. So, yeah, it's 2:30 in the Eastern time. We're up on the pickup time, so we're gonna speed up the process. So y'all bear with me. But this is pretty good, man. Like I've never been this focused in a minute. So on a live stream, I usually do hours and on end talking and all this stuff and not be distracted by nonsense. But it's a whole nother world, man. I used to do these a lot with streams I did when we were stuck in the pandemic. Everybody's locked in and all this other stuff, the dark stuff. And then a lot of stuff's been happening lately. You know what I mean? You learn that there's a huge reset. So it's pretty much it. But you learn a lot from your past and you just keep on going and you be like, okay, this is the stuff that we're talking about. Academics looks like a whole weirdo, a damn weirdo chickmunk. He's a weirdo chipmunk, and then he got destroyed by Alvin Priest. They tore his ass up, and that's funny. Alvin Priest said these guys are discussing. They all discussing. You can tell from Discord to any platform they're discussing. That's why these platforms ain't gonna make it in 5 or 10 years. They're gonna be gone. Trump tried to ban a shit talk and then brought it back, and then he wants a Microsoft buyer to sell it. So to a Microsoft guy, he's trying to get it off a bite down. That was the deal. He twisted his arm and told him, "You better sell that shit and go look." That's what he did. That's what he did. I promise you he did that. Because if he didn't do that, then y'all don't know how businesses work. And that's how you got to look at this whole situation with the trades and everything else. People do everything out of the loop. I'm trying to tell you, who's in office makes a difference in people's attitudes. My sinus is going good. It's out. Been eating good, so it is what it is. I feel much better now. Feel way much better. Feel way much better. I feel way much better now than I did. But that's just the whole point. I mean. He says, Scuffface Gene roasted AK. Yeah, everybody roasted him. He's a clown. Fuck that nigga. But everybody did claim he's all leader, man. And then when he did to that teenage boy, that's a form of grooming. That's sick. A lot of these people can't stand him, and I never liked him in the beginning. A lot of people say, "Oh, he never shows up." He was a sucker then. He was a sucker when he first started. A lot of these dudes that do podcasts are suckers. The ones that we thought they were cool and all, they were all bitch ass people. Like you got the niggas and the fuck white boys, all of them are suckers. The best podcast, if you want to talk about sports, me personally, I was wrong for Pat McAfee. At first, I used to be hard on him because I didn't think he was saying so much. He's just another guy, another athlete knows a little bit about. Well, he knows football, but a lot of those guys that know football, they know a little bit about sports. I was wrong. I know he's a Pacer guy. Salute, APTV, salute. I didn't know he know a little bit about basketball. I didn't know that. So he was an indie guy. Originally from Pittsburgh, so that makes sense. I know he's going for the Eagles. I know everybody's going. The most of the world's going to go for the Chiefs. I don't think they're going for the Eagles. A lot of people don't like Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes. This is the first time I've seen two people uh not liked in the Super Bowl. So this reminds me of the Giants and the Patriots game. That's why I don't want to get into the Super Bowl thing. I don't want to talk about it. I just said something early in the hour, in a couple of minutes, the minutes of the stream, y'all can go back and scroll back, whatever, because I didn't say what I said about it, and it is what it is. But that trade with Doncic and Anthony Davis, yes, quality all-stars, first all NBAers on both sides, right? But one has what? One championship. The other one didn't. I saw the finals, and he fucked up. Yes, he did. He don't play a lick of defense, but here's the thing. Luka passes the ball just like LeBron. They do the same thing. The difference is LeBron done mastered how to calm it down. He ain't perfect now. He's getting charged with the steroid shit. But we ain't gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into the what Shell Sonnen done said about him. It don't really matter at this point. If they legalize that shit, man, it's over, man. Who cares? Sports has been tainted just like entertainment, like all of them. Blame combat sports like wrestling, like WWE done ruin everything. Bodybuilding, they done ruin sports. There was a time they used it for the military, but now they just fucked up in sports just for entertainment flex. That's why dating is fucked up too, by the way. It's a combination of a lot of things. So I see a lot of things, whatever. So again, when you look at these things, you look at the formalities of what's going on. I feel that what I'm saying in so many words is like, yeah, act as a clown, man. All these podcasters, they be saying some dumb ass shit about nothing. And I preach chin check their asses, like it's just crazy. But then when I said about the sports aspect, Pat McAfee got them all beat. And I agree with Dreamers Pro. He said, I see why he got a lot of people love him. He had Bill Belichick on all his shows. Damn it. Like his previous shows, if you miss, if you have YouTube TV, go watch it. I saw him in that UNC powder blue, man. And with the hoodie, oh, he for real. He changed the whole thing down there in UNC. UNC is gonna be looking like something. He gonna do something. If he gets a national championship out that motherfucker, then Dion. Oh man, you talking about him and Dion going at it? You know why Dion's staying in college football? Because it's a market for it. There's money in it. Because at one time it wasn't. Now it is. Because the NFL is what it is. People are tired of the officiating and all that. But the NFL's got money too. Football's short every year. That's how it is. But basketball, you already know that Anthony Davis is going to ball out as well. He's going to get healthy. And I'm going to tell you, J Kidd and that Nico guy know him, and his agent or whatever, he's going to get down to a size that he's going to play. And he's got Gafford, Lively. I'm looking at the team. I mean, Dallas looking good. Kyrie's got one championship from LeBron. He's looking for a championship. If Kyrie gets a championship this year, I'm laughing because this team, Anthony Davis, you think he don't use that motivation? Ticket TV broke that down. Yeah, him and whoever. Luka is playing for a contract. He's not playing for no championship. LeBron's trying to leave. This is about money and contract with the Lakers. Lakers trying to rebuild or start with a star. That's just going to play it out. But if Luka doesn't like LA, do not be surprised he goes somewhere else. I'm just saying, you heard it here first. And I know Ticket tries to say he's staying. No, it's not a possibility. If he has revert back to his old ways like he did in Dallas, LA really lost the trade. Long term is future. They won in a sense, but you got to put pieces around. But if Luka doesn't act right, he don't get you the finals every year because Lakers like to go to a championship. It's over for him. I don't see him lasting 10 years. If the first 5 years he trimmed that weight down, he gonna be good. But the other 5 years, I don't think he's gonna stay there. No, he's gonna leave because Lakers is weird like that. It's one of them organizations that you gotta win and stay with him, but it's not gonna happen because Boston's gonna get good every year. Because Boston's like the Yankees. They get guys what they want. You see how they loading up. Everybody's trying to catch up. They try to copycat. See, Dallas is smart. They got AD and they gonna utilize him. And they got Klay Thompson. So that's gonna be a well-oiled machine. And J Kidd, they all sync with each other. They're gonna figure it out because they're gonna be fat. They're doing it for the short term. Long term, all those guys gonna leave and they're gonna rebuild and then they're gonna come right back into playoff mode. Dallas is known for that. LA's not known for that. They're not known as a rebuilding team. They never been in that situation. They always thought about championship, 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 media, and that's it. That's all they care about. And California's got a tax problem. Who wants to play for the Lakers? Nobody. Most stars would rather play for Ballmer because he put where his money where his mouth is and pay players. That's his thing. But Kawhi is good, but he has to stay healthy. He looks better than he before. And it's hard to recover knee injury. And I think T.O. broke it down on Cam's show. He said, that's tough. And he broke it down. Y'all just watch the episode with him, with Cam. He tell you about that. He dissed Michael Irvin, say he wasn't a top receiver. I disagree with him on that. I'm good on that. My sinus done coming out. I'm like, woo. It's a lot going on here. I'm more comfortable than I am before because last time I used to be uncomfortably dozing off and all that. I had to wipe myself, like get some wipes in my ears, and I'm good. Just wash my hands now, but too much information. But it's pretty good. But I feel like that trade is crazy. Non-contact, non-combat sports. I agree. Yeah, a lot of them did. New Jack broke it down years ago on one of these shoots, these wrestling shoots. Y'all can go watch on YouTube. He told the history how wrestling was. And I have a huge education on him on that. I've been watching him for years in the workplace, and he broke down how sorry the wrestlers were and things like, and I watched him like a couple years back during the pandemic and then before the pandemic. He was something else. New Jack knew his shit. Him and Tyson, they know the secrets. I said this on live streams several times on different series that y'all can go watch. I referenced that. So again, yeah, Degenerate, you're absolutely correct, man. Like, yeah, everybody's got good takes. Stuff is out now. You can't hide no more. Because the more you hide, the more problems you're gonna have. It's just what it is. You can't hide this stuff now because if they ever legalize like they did should I say weed or cannabis, it's a different story. So yeah, YouTube is just mainstream media and it's floating, it's got the money back and it is what it is. But it's like it's just one of those things that you learn from your past and things like that. But that's the whole story of the world. So when you look at these things and you like, okay, stuff is like, balancing out and mellowed out. But in reality, what I'm saying about the issues, what's going on in sports and in the news and the world, I see you notice I ain't talk about a little bit of politics. You already know who's out. This reminds me of 2016 all the way down again. And he ain't gonna make it till like 4 years, to be honest with you. Because we don't know what's gonna happen. It's a different world, man. And I know everybody's tripping off the tariff situation. I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, I know how I feel about on tariffs, but that ain't the smart way to go. But people are tripping. So it's the females are definitely tripping, but that child support thing that I don't know. Lop says rumored. It's a rumor. I don't say it's a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. And it does have held. That's fair game. They should pay, not just to buy. You pay him, he pays his. Let him pay his share. You pay, but they don't have no money. You see, that's going to expose these females out here. They ain't gonna be on TikTok as much. That's the reason. I think the reason why they delay TikTok is it's the females. It had nothing to do with data and all this other stuff. No, I don't believe that. No, it has a lot to do with these females getting all that bag, and they gullible enough to get fired. But when oh boy, Trump, right? Try to solve that there was billions of dollars about to be lost in TikTok. The only reason he saved it is the money, so he can sell it to another guy that's like a billionaire, because probably tell ByteDance, you need to sell this shit. So they can, what's going on, Khalil? Salute. So they can sell it and make bread off of it. So it can be like, it tries to be the number one besides YouTube. That's what this is about. All of this is about money. All these platforms want money. That's what they want. So they can stay afloat. A lot of people say they're not going to get rid of the deep web. They watch. They will. Because if it gets too invasive technology, they're going to get rid of all this shit. All they're going to do is they're going to try to go in space and try to make it standard like the Jets. And I think I heard this on Matt Hoffa's show on the podcast. They're trying to make things that's normalized. I try to tell you, they want this super duper utilitarian society. I talked about this shit in 2021. I said a lot of stuff in 2021. You can go back and the other individuals we talked about, ours, and then Neil deGrasse Tyson. You can look at all those streams. We said this stuff for a while. I said this like 4 years ago. It's 3 years ago, according to the video, but it'll be 4 years in those months I said. So I've been watching different content creators. MABW, he's good. He's balanced than most of the dudes. And I say he's more red pill than manosphere, because you got a lot of red pills and you got manosphere. Yeah, it's gonna stay there for now, but it ain't gonna last forever, because I think if people's information get exposed, that's why I had to do Guardio on mine, because they too evasive and they do a good job securing my shit. They ain't perfect, but they do a good job on other leaks that not get leaked out. That's what they there for. But I'm saying in the future, it won't matter, because the way they destroying the internet's not gonna die anyway. It's gonna be more advanced, but that stuff is gonna change. They're gonna try to really police it like the police. I'm trying to tell you, the police want to control everything, people's lives. That's why you got to be careful on here. If you scamming, they're gonna lock you up for 20 years or more, indict you. That's why I want to tell you a secret. There's a lot of court channels on YouTube. I don't know if y'all watch Body Cam and all these crime channels. That's popping right now. Can you imagine what Trump will do and give them some reimbursement? It's all about money in the day, because they want a certain way you want to view the audience, and then mainstream media will get coverage. So yeah, I heard about the helicopter collision. I ain't gonna get into that. That's training, right? And a lot of stuff going on in the world. This is the new year. You're gonna see a lot of crazy stuff. Everybody's stressing out, worrying about getting deported and all this other stuff. I just, I live in Georgia, but reside in Georgia. That's not where I'm originally from, but I reside here and lived here for some years. And that's one of the reasons why avoid TikTok. Yeah, because TikTok is part of that. They're trying to get rid of it, but not only that, they're trying to use it as a weapon to destroy the deep web. You know what I'm saying? Most of these apps have some form of connections to it. But if they want to police it, it's over. Like, you can't really do much on the internet anyway. Before they had it, you couldn't even do much on it anyway. Yeah, you can go serve. Yeah, you can go research people. Yeah, it's free. But when it comes to all half of the internet, what Jaguar was saying, Jaguar, right? You don't have much freedom as you like. It's over. Now they fighting over information and data. That's what's going to kill this country and everything else. I try to tell you, they want this super duper utilitarian society. I talked about this years ago and explained how the world is. And I think me and Cerulean, we talked about it and we said that's what they want. That's what these guys is pushing. But that relationship shit is a distraction. I try to tell you, stop doing relationship content. That's not real content. Your numbers going to go low in the future. If anybody's doing relationship content and pop the balloon shows, it's over. Now, if you're a reaction channel criticizing, that's giving you views. But if you're just watching they shit and people participating up there, it's over. Let their views drop. And then you'll see the difference, what's going on. See, what I'm trying to tell y'all, there's other ways to do content. So it's a lot of females. Yeah, it's limited. It's limited right now. But in the future, that's the goal of this administration and Elon Musk. Remember, they got rid of Ramaswamy. I won't tell this. Ramaswamy thought he can just talk down to inferior, bounty, low grade Americans, low grade fools, peasants in their mind, right? I don't even like Ramaswamy. Fuck him too. I don't even like him either. His East Indian ass. I don't give a fuck about him. He deserved to get what he get. And oh boy, Trump give him the boot. If you mess up his image in his group, pissing people off on X, you up out of there. You can't do that shit long term. I'm telling y'all something. Don't do that. Don't do that because it's gonna come back to bite you in the future. I just don't like the fact that people think they got it all there and they say, "Oh, I got it all there. I'm number one," but you're not. But y'all got to stop doing the dumb shit online because you got to balance your content out. There's other ways to talk about everything and balance it out. I've been saying this the longest since 2021 and probably years on ahead before I came back doing content. That was my whole goal. And I'm glad I'm doing it in spurts. I'm not doing it like I did in 2021 because I was trying to get my views back and all this other stuff. And I did. And there's still people watching the stuff. But they got to understand pre-recorded content is good content every now and then, but I don't do it all the time. I post a video there and there, but I keep it afloat. They say YouTube is bad. No, YouTube is balanced. It's mainstream media. As long as you got people lean towards the right or whatever in the middle, they're fine. They'll be on YouTube, do their content, and move on. Other platforms are not like that. They're struggling. They need money to get certain things. Then we'll be on there, and then that's our way of saying we're doing content, right? And that's how we give it. That's how we get down. That's the stuff that you got to look at. It's a big reason for that. It's a big reason for that. I'm not saying you can't do what you want. So, yeah, I know if y'all notice on the top screen I just changed, that's come from the game called Outriders. Now, I know people's fly, they make the game called Bulletstorm. Am I correct? That's a good game, by the way. Bulletstorm is made by them, but they also make the game called Outriders, and they said it was a buggy mess in 2021. At the time, I didn't think this game was any good, but then I come to find out it's more like the RPG games, kind of like Witcher 3 and Fallout 4. But if you put Witcher 3 and Fallout 4, you get this game. That's what you get. Mods and all this stuff. And I gotta say, all them 4 classes they put in the game is incredible. They all have strengths and weaknesses. But if you wear the legendary gears and do a new DLC, what they call World Slayer, all those classes, you get the best shit. But they did it that way so they tell people they nerf the farming and make you play expeditions in that trial. The trials is a waste of time. Do it when you have the actual armors, and then they give you more. I'm just saying, if you have all the pieces, that's the secret. And then them old guys, and you can look up, they're old as hell, and they're not really worth it. You play, so I didn't even use those guys before I played this game. And I think I started out with a class, it's called the Devastator. And the Devastator is kind of like a bleed close range build. That's in a gold. The blue is Trickster. When people talk about Trickster, they talk about speed and time and that shield. That's the only one you can get shield from them classes. Now, the 2-person ones I really like is Technomancer and Pyromancer. They said, "Sir, what's the Technomancer?" Technomancer is kind of like the toxins, something nuclear and ice. Got all artillery, like RPGs, miniguns. It's called Tool of Destruction, and also they got like a artillery rocket launcher, like they call it pain launchers. Yes, you got cold snap, you freeze people, uh, all types of stuff. Scrapnel grenades, fixing wave is the healing, and then the 2 turns, blighted, that's toxic, and the other one is cryo turn. Cryo deals with ice. So that's Technomancer. It deals with the technical long range balance and spacing, gadgets, and support. That's what it says in the green. The green's still the #1 best out of all expedition travels if you play it right and put the right stuff in order. And it's not gear reliant, it's more weapon reliant in mods than gear. And that's true. And especially Pyromancer the same way with gear. And Pyromancer deals with fire, of course. And I gotta say, getting pieces for that is awesome too. All 3 characters already, except the one I have a female character that's a trickster right now, and I'm trying to finish off. It's a good game, but I didn't think this game was good. And at first, I never dig to a game that was balanced on online, semi to slash co-op. And I said, this game is good. It has potential, but it's a B plus to an A minus game. That's all I'm gonna say when it comes to gear and other stuff. Other stuff is just Meh. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So that's the whole nother thing. Right, right. Facts. Facts. Yeah, Ramaswamy is a clown, bro. And he deserved it. And I knew that wasn't gonna last because Elon Musk did not like him. That's not rumor, that's fact. People in that circle did not like dude. He never liked Trump no way. He just wanted the notoriety. If Trump see that, he want the attention. So you gotta understand Trump loves attention. He don't like when you steal all the attention. That's why I say Trump is a narcissist. He's a community narcissist that dominates others. He's not a guy that um plays nice. You know what I mean? You got two types. You got textbook, and then you got the ones. Both genders can be that as well of that personality disorder, and it's worse on the men, or I should I say the males than the females. Females, yeah, they worse naturally because they was taught by males like that. So it goes together. So it's no difference. They don't want to tell the truth. That's why I don't mess with people like that. I rather stay with, I hate to say sociopaths and psychopaths that did something honest with you and that's it, or in betweeners. That's it. I don't want to deal with people that's on the narc spectrum. I ain't got time for that. They have this utilitarian mindset how the world is, and it's bullshit. That's just who they are. They got issues, man. That's why a lot of people don't deal with. Them. That's why they get dealt with in the street or not. That's just like I said. You got guys like oh boy exists because weak people allowed him in there. And I'm not dissing those people. That's just who you are. You are what you eat. You are who you are. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if you stand on it, you stand on it. I treat everybody the same over here. I treat everybody the same over here. And it's even content. But I think when you look at other contents of YouTube and things like that, you learn that there's a lot of things you can do on the internet. So again, this stuff is real, man. Like a lot of stuff you just like when I look at certain video games, they got messages in them. But that Outriders or whatever you want to call it, that is a good game to me because it has a lot of futuristic stuff. I don't know if America's gonna go that way or be that way, or is it gonna be, they pray for these people. Yeah, yeah, that's it. And like Khalil said, yeah, they are. Yeah, they're predatory and plus, if you look at what's going on, you understand what's going on. You be like, wow, they don't care about that. It's the result that matters. But when you look at things going on, people are distracted by other means. But when you look at things, you just like, okay, this is it. This is real. But like I said, yeah, this is gonna be yeah, we're getting close to the hour, so we usually end it at 3. But I'll talk y'all a couple minutes before I don't end it just right off. I'm just glad to see y'all. Shouts out to Khalil and Degenerate, APTV for stopping by. Salute to you, man. Keep dropping good content, man, as always. Always dropping good content. It's just so it goes to show you what time it is. And shouts out to Nomadic Marina. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, man. Just don't worry about what's going on. The politics is kind of like it's gonna be still for the next couple of years. And it's wide open. Don't worry about the Super Bowl. It's gonna be exciting. I don't care who wins it. If Pat makes history, he makes history. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'll be the first to say he made history. But if he loses, kind of like a Tom Brady, he's in that discussion. Do not be surprised if that team folds. I'm not saying it's gonna break up, but that Taylor Swift shit, I think something's gonna happen to that team because I don't think that team is gonna be there forever. Me personally, I think Andy Reid will stay. All them other guys, but Travis Kelce that because he had an incident with his brother and they disc Travis whatever. And it's a lot of scrutiny around him off field, so they don't say too much because they know he's a champion. They don't win that championship, man. And like Woody said on ESPN, I agree. It'll be tough on them. That's the losses that hurt the most. Now, people have Super Bowls and things like that, but that one that if you could have won, even with Tom Brady, that's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. He's right. And then I feel every player's trying to say they don't feel that, they feel that shit. That hurts them more than money. If you're really competitive in that league or whatnot. So it's one of those things that you got to look at the parameters of what's going on. So yeah, but this trade with Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic, both sides kind of slightly won, but to be fair, future wise, LA won. Short term, Dallas won. Dallas is trying to win. You're not going to get an opportunity like this ever again because OKC is not going to be good the next 3 to 4 to 5 years. They're not there yet. They need some pieces like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is good, but he's not a champion. He's not proven until he gets an MVP. If he gets the MVP this year against Jokic, that's saying something. But he can't because Jokic is probably playing team ball. I'm just saying. A lot of different factors of that. Now, there's a possibility he gets it. Now what? Different league. So you got to look at these things like that, you know. And it's not a lot of team in the West can beat Denver. They think they can, but no. LeBron's fading down. Denver's got the top seed right now. If they're number 2, and me personally, it's gonna be 3 if they're healthy. You know, Anthony Davis, he ain't no slack. I ain't gonna cut him no slack. But I'm just saying. So you look at this stuff and you be like, all right, this stuff is a real deal. I'll talk you a couple of minutes so I can go. But anyways, that's all I got. We talked about a lot of things. Yeah, we talked about the Pat McAfee show. We talked about a little bit of the Super Bowl. Talked about this big trade with Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic. He's Slovenian, and you know it's gonna be interesting in Dallas and LA. I would love to see that game right now. See how Luka's going. He gonna ball out. I already know. I'm not a Lakers fan or anything. I don't care for the Lakers, but I will be watching because he used to play for one of the teams I like. It was Dallas, right? Dallas with Anthony Davis, that's going to be very interesting. And he always want to play Kyrie. That's going to be explosive. He got all them big men. The front court is loaded. For my New York people, I won't say pause on that. Don't get me on that. But you know, that's a Harlem thing. You know, I'm not gonna say Paul on here, but Paul see y'all like, you know, I know it sounds crazy. But man, that's some crazy stuff. That's probably the best team I've seen that's balanced. If they're healthy, man, Clay, Dallas is going to be the team to beat as a secondary because the main one is going to be Denver and them. Everybody else is food, man. The competition. But you look at it now, you like, this is what they wanted. Am I right? This is what they wanted. This is what the stuff they wanted, and they balance out whatever, whatnot. So again, you know, you look at this stuff and you be like, okay, this is it, this is that, this is it, this is that. You know, you just look at the things that you need to hear. So mainly the main thing I look at what I see about Dallas is that they really want to win because it's not that many teams that can challenge. They just came from the finals last year. Like I said, Luka took them to the finals. No, he didn't. It was a team effort. It was Jason Kidd, Kyrie, and him, and the rest of the team. Yes, they took themselves in the finals. He ain't the only one. Yeah, he gave them the scoring, but he didn't have no defense. That's why they got one game off of Boston, and Boston still won the series. So what do y'all say about that now? But you got these bots, these trolls of LeBiscuit, aka LeBron James, and them. That crowd is stupid. And the Ticket is tired of that shit. You know, Ticket TV, he's trying to say, yeah, he was right again. He's proven right. He's right. You got to pay attention how people's emotions talk. And that trade with LeBron, Live said he wasn't blind. Said, yes, he was. Don't listen to mainstream media, ESPN. They slow as shit. They don't know shit about ball. They're ignorant. They're retarded. They'll say stupid shit to make you believe it. See, they have that utilitarian philosophy to fuck your head up, and they'll say shit like this. Oh, he already knew it. And be on bullshit. Don't know what the hell they talking about. And Brian Windhorst needs to lose some damn weight. He's a lying ass. LeBron does not know. He don't know everything. And he got kicked out of the loop. Him and Rich Paul got kicked out of the loop. Rob Pelinka was sick of their shit, and they excluded him. That's why they was furious on X, which y'all call Twitter. but it's formerly known as Twitter. But I tell people, why you think Rob Pelinka, he's cool with them on the side, but they ain't cool like that deep secret shit. Hell no. That's why Luka, they wanted him and they did it. They pulled the trigger and boom, there you have it. Blockbuster. And all the stuff gonna come out. It don't matter if it come out, it ain't never gonna come out. It's gonna come out in 5 years later. Luka know what he did and paid for it. If he don't stay in LA that long, 5 to 10 years, he's out of there. I don't see him staying 10 years. But 5 years, yes. 10 years, no, he's gone. Because the rest of his early years was in Dallas. Remember, he's what? He's gonna be 26 next month. He's just 25. Let me tell you something. 5 years, he'll be in his 30s. Think about that. In 5 years, he'll be in his 30s. He's in his mid to late 20s right now. Mid 20s starts like this. From 25, I'll say 24 to 26. That's mid 20s. Early to mid 20s would be like 24, like 23-ish. That's early 20s, but then mid 20s is 24 all the way through 26. Then the late on the part is 27 to 29. He's almost be 30. In 5 years, let's subtract 5 years when he's 26. See, we got to subtract that. In 5 years, he's going to be in his 30s. He's always been that dude. Let's calculate that. Because he's born in what? 99? Subtract to what? 2025? He'll be 26. Right? Let's subtract. Not subtract. Let's add 5 years of play. 26 plus 5. He'll be 31. In 5 years, he'll be 31. In 5 years, he'll be 31. Okay? Another 5 years. I'll say 26. He'll be 36 in 10 years. Okay? In 5 years, he'll be in his 30s. He'll be good. Well, it won't be the same player, but if another 5 years come, he'll be what? 36. Think about that. So, what's this year? 2025 is the year he got traded to the Lakers, right? About 2035, that's 5 years since he's been with the Lakers in 2035, if he stays. He'll be 31 in 2035, right? Something like that, right? And then another 5 years, he'll be 36, 24s or whatever, how that it is. But I'm just saying, he ain't gonna make it that long. That's a different era. That's a different era. Because we don't know what these people are going to look like in 5 years. They're going to be in the ground. Most of them ain't going to make it. But that's all I got, man. I mean, I just want to talk about the trade and everything, the spectacle that people are panicking about, like a lot of stuff. Yeah, y'all see me. Yeah, I'll do a recording this coming weekend or whatever. You know, I'll get around to it because I know it'll be the Super Bowl week. But it's going to be a light recording and things like that. But I'll record this weekend and then drop it on Wednesday, and I'm good because I'm focused on the game, whatever. Because everybody's going to be talking about the Super Bowl this, Super Bowl that, you know, to be tripping. Very interesting stuff. I don't know. I might record that Saturday and then drop it on Wednesday. I may do that. I may do that because I can't do the Sunday because of the Super Bowl. Okay, I might do it Saturday. I'm gonna think about it because that way I could drop it Wednesday and tell how I really feel about what's going on in the world. So with that, shalom to the people of Israel, to the Gentiles. Until next time, signing off, and I'm out.